Hello, Karen. Good afternoon. How are you today? Are you fine?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Nice.
Hello, teacher. I am fine.
Excellent. Nice. Good afternoon, Edwin. How are you doing?
Hi teacher, I'm fine.
Excellent. So, guys, we're going to start with the class today. If you remember last class, we studied the adjective clauses, right? So today we're going to do like a little review about those adjective clauses and the relative words, right? Or relative pronouns that we are going to use for making adjective clauses, right? So and then we're going to talk about the oral test that we're going to have next week, right? So right now I will share um, so there you have these grammar and adjective clauses. We're going to review a little bit about adjective clauses, right? So there you have these. It says grammar and adjective clauses. But what is an adjective clause? There you have that. Adjective clauses are dependent clauses that give information about nouns. They allow you to combine two sentences into one by using relative pronouns. Which relative pronouns? We can use who, whom, whose, where, when, which, also that, and why as connectors, right? So those are what? So also you have there that who used for people as subjects. For example, my friend missed the lecture. And also you can have she borrowed some notes to review. What do we need to do to combine those sentences? We need what? In this case, a relative pronoun. Who, right? So, my friend who missed the lecture borrowed some notes to review, right? So we're combining both sentences. You have there what? This is like a dependent clause, and you are adding extra information about who, about my friend, right? So my friend who missed the lecture borrowed some notes to review, right? So en este caso, chicos, nosotros podemos combinar las ambas oraciones, ¿verdad? Utilizando un relative pronoun, en este caso who, porque lo utilizamos para personas, ¿verdad? Cuando funcionan como sujetos. Estamos dando información extra sobre my friend, in that case, okay? Also whom, used for people as subjects. The candidate won by a landslide. There you have another one. Many people admire him. So, you need to combine those sentences, right? So you have the candidate whom many people admire won by a landslide, right? So you have whom, right? So who here, right? So you're talking about people but as an object, right? So the candidate whom, you're talking about what? The candidate. So you're talking about a person, so you're going to use whom or who. It depends of the use, in this case as an object and who as a subject, right? Also whose used to indicate what? Possession, right? So, I admire Professor Brooks. His books were stolen. I admire Professor Brooks. Look at this one. Whose? Who is the owner of the books. In this case, Professor Brooks, right? So, whose books were stolen? Yes? So, you are making here an adjective clause, and that is the dependent clause, right? So, I admire Professor Brooks. You can say this sentence without the adjective clause, right? And it has a complete meaning, right? But in this case, if you say whose books were stolen, it doesn't have a complete meaning, right? So that is a dependent clause and an adjective one. Also, you have that used for people, place, and things. Introduces information necessary to explain a noun. For example, I met a man on the bus today. He works at the World Bank. The man that. So remember that you're going to use this for people, a place, or things, right? So the man that I met on the bus today works at the World Bank. If you don't meet this, right? The man works at the World Bank. That is a complete meaning, right? So, but you are adding an adjective clause to add extra information about the man, right? So the man that I met on the bus today works at the World Bank, right? Also, you have which, used for places, things, introduces extra information about an already specific noun. My new car needs very little gas. Or it was a gift from my son, right? That is the other one. So my new car, which you're talking about what? About the car, right? So about a thing. So which was a gift from my son needs very little gas. So if you say my new car needs very little gas, that is a complete meaning, right? You don't need another sentence. But in this case, if you add adjective clause, right, like this, you're like giving extra information about that object in this case. Note, when an adjective clause provides extra information, it is set off by comma, right? So you need the commas there, right? When and where used to replace in which or which, etc. Note which, right? So July 25, 25th in this case, sorry, was sad for me. I left home on that day. So July 25th, when I left home, was sad for me. Yes? So, in this case, again, you're talking about a time, right? So replace which or which in this case, but you're talking about a time. July, that is a date. So when I left home was sad for me, right? Or I have always wanted to visit the big house. Or because Julia lives in that house. If you want to combine both sentences, right, you can say I have always wanted to visit the big house where Julio lives, right? So where, in this case, talking about a place, what? The big house. So where Julio lives. So you're combining both sentences, right? Also, you have why usually introduces a noun clause. My cousin ran away. I don't know why. That is the other sentence. So if you say, I don't know why my cousin ran away. So you are introducing what? A noun clause. So in which or in that way you're using a relative, in this case an adverb, right? So why? A relative pronoun. I don't know why my cousin ran away, right? So this is like what? This is like a review about what we studied the last class, guys. So now we're going to do a little activity about this, but I don't know, guys, if you have any questions or any comments, or is everything clear for you? What can you tell me about these, guys? Is everything clear? ¿Está todo claro? ¿O tienen alguna pregunta? Recuerden que esto igual, esto es un pequeño repaso de lo que habíamos estudiado anteriormente en cómo ustedes iban a utilizar los relative pronouns y cómo ustedes también van a realizar oraciones utilizando adjective clauses. Así que no sé si tienen preguntas. ¿No? No questions, guys?
No, teacher.
Perfect. So, guys, we're going to do an exercise. There you have this. It says, complete the 16 sentences to score your knowledge of adjective clauses. And there you have the number 1. I know a great little restaurant. Blank. We can get lunch, right? So there we have 3 options. A, that. B, who. C, where. So if you're talking about what? About the restaurant. Look at this one. Restaurant. What is that? That is a place, right? So which could be the correct answer? Which could be the answer? I know a great little restaurant. We can get lunch. A, B, or C, guys? Which could be the answer for you? ¿Cuál sería la respuesta?
Letter C.
Letter C, excellent. That is where. Why? Because you're talking about the restaurant, the place. Very good. So guys, that is what you need to do to choose the correct answer, right? So you're going to work on them. You're going to have around 4 minutes. 4 minutes for you to work on them. Then we're going to try to check them all together, right? So guys, work on them, and remember, if you have questions or any doubt, just raise your hand and I will help you, okay? So work guys. Let's do the number 2. There you have this. Sam knows a man. Brother works for the president. Who, whose, or whom? Which could be the answer for that one?
Whom?
Whom? Okay. So, in that case, you have this. Sam knows a man. Brother works for the president. Who is the brother of the man in this case, right? So, it shows like honor or belong, right? So, you need to use in this case whose. That is like a possession. ¿De quién es el hermano? Del hombre. Entonces, en este caso vamos a utilizar whose, right? So, Sam knows a man whose brother works for the president, right? Excellent. So, thank you, Karen. What about 3? Students, study hard, get good grades. A, B, or C? Which could be the answer there? Students, right? So,
Letter B.
letter B. So students who In this case, Karen, you can use both, right? So if you say students who study hard get good grades, but remember that you are going to use whom when that is like an object of the sentence in this case. But we're going to take into account this one, who. Students who. We're talking about person and people, but also we can use this, right? I guess it's almost the same meaning, right? But who study hard get good grades, right? So nice, excellent, Karen. What about number 4? Who wants to try, guys? Come on. Edwin, Kenya, Miss Tanya, Manuel, Mr. Goodbin?
That.
That, let's see. So the food, right? Talking about food, that is imported from other countries is expensive, right? Excellent. So that is that. Very good. Letter A. Nice. Number 5. The bad weather is the reason. I was late for class yesterday. So you're giving a reason there, which could be the answer. This is
Why?
why. Perfect. So why I was late. So you're giving what? A reason, right? Excellent. 6. The cookies you baked are really delicious. Why, which, or when?
Letter B.
Letter B, nice. Which? So the cookies which you baked are really delicious. Aha, excellent. So my grandfather remembers the time there was no television. So when, where, or that? The time. Pay attention to this
When.
word. When. Excellent. You're talking about time, right? So my grandfather remembers the time when there was no television, right? 8. I visited my uncle. Blank lives in a different city. Who, which, or when? Which one do you think will be the answer for that one? Okay, Miss Tanya, letter A. Excellent. So, I visited my uncle who lives in a different city. Very good, Miss Tanya. Thank you. Excellent. What about 9? The movie we saw last week won 3 awards. Who, when, or which? That's 9, right?
Which?
Which. Perfect. Which, right? The movie which we saw last week won 3 awards. Excellent. 10. Do you know the reason? Again, reason. There are no penguins at the North Pole. Where, why, and whose? Talking
Why?
about reason. Why? Perfect. Why, right? 11. The people names are on the list. Will stay here. Whose, where, or that? Which could be the answer, guys?
Whose?
Which? Whose? Excuse me?
Whose?
Whose? Perfect. Whose? The people whose names are on the list will stay here. It's like, you can say possession, right, in that case. 12. He had a feeling something terrible was going to happen. So you have there why, who, or that. Which could be feeling.
That.
That.
Aha, that. Excellent. That. Something terrible was going to happen. Excellent. 13. I want to borrow the book. Blank. You bought last month. Whom, that, or when? You're talking about the
That.
book.
That.
That. Excellent. That is like a thing. That. Excellent, Miss Tanya. Thank you also. So there you have 14. My home is a place. I can come home and relax after work. So you have like a place. Look at this one. Where, when, or whom. Which could be that? That's easy, guys.
Where?
Where, excellent. Where I can come home
Where?
and relax. Where, excellent. Thank you. Nice. And most of people she met were from Sydney. You have whom, when, or whose. Which could be that? I'm talking about people, right? Whom, when, and whose. What is the answer, guys?
Whom?
Whom. Perfect. Whom. So you're talking about people in this case. Most of the people whom she met were from Sydney. And the last one. Can you find a teacher you talked to this morning? Whose, whom, or when? The teacher, right? That is a person. Excellent. Right? So can you find a teacher whom you talked to this morning? Very, very good, guys. Excellent. So, how many good answers do you have, Kenya? How many good answers? ¿Cuántas respuestas correctas tuviste, Kenya?
Esta vez sí la estuve poquita, estuve como unas 6.
6?
Así.
My God, Kenya. Okay. What about you, Mr. Goodwin? How many good answers do you have? You should start more, Kenya. Yes.
11, teacher.
11. That's good, right? What about you, Edwin? How many good answers do you have?
13.
13. Okay, that's great, Edwin. Emmanuel, how many good answers do you have? 10? 6? Emmanuel, are you there? ¿Cuántas respuestas correctas?
9.
9. Okay, 9. That's a little bit good. What about you, Karen? How many good answers do you have?
Teacher, yo solo conté las que tenía malas y tengo 4 malas.
Nice. Excellent. So you have like 12 good one, right? Excellent. That's great. So guys, you should try to practice a little bit more about the adjective clauses, right? We're going to do another exercise, but this is a little bit difficult because you need to combine the sentences. It says, in the text area below each group of sentences, combine the sentences given into one good sentence. Use the second sentence as an adjective clause. When you're finished, you can check the answer kit. But in this case, we're going to check them together to see 1 or 2 ways to write that sentence. Try to write your own sentence before you check the answers, right? So there you have 2 sentences, guys. We're going to combine them and try to make one sentence using the adjective clause. Let's do the number 1 together. There you have 1986 was the year. That is one sentence. Halley's comet appeared then. So we need to combine both sentences. So we can say that would be one. So 19, we can say 86 was the year. You can say was the year that, if we need that what, because we're talking about the year, right? So that what? Hollis, that is the name, or that, let me say Hollis, right? Let's say comment appeared, right? That would be appeared, right? So look, we're using here what? In this case, that, right? Oh, what happened? That, right? So in 1986 was the year that Halley's Comet appeared, right? So here we're combining both sentences by using a relative pronoun, in this case that, right? Because you're talking about the year, and this is an adjective clause. Yes? So I want you to work in those sentences. We have 6 students, so Mr. Goodwin, you're going to be the number 2. Kenya, let's see, Karen, Edwin, let's see, Emmanuel, and Miss Tanya, right? So I want you to work in your sentence, guys. There you have it. You need to combine them, right? So you have Mr. Goodwin, Kenya, Karen, Edwin, Emmanuel, and Miss Tanya. Okay? So work, guys. You're going to have around 4 minutes to think about your sentence and try to combine them by using a relative pronoun, and also you're going to have an adjective clause, right? So work 4 minutes. If you have questions, just raise your hand and ask, okay? So work 4 minutes. Okay guys, I hope you're ready. So Mr. Goodwin, let's do the number 1. Which could be the answer, Mr. Goodwin? You have 2 options, but let's do one.
Elizabeth remembers the casino where she won 25 million there.
Perfect. Nice. So Elizabeth remembers the casino where, perfect, where she won $25,000, right? So there you have $25,000. Excellent. Very good. So you can use which also if you want, but that will be like in which, right? She won. That is another option, right? You can say Elizabeth remembers the casino in which she won $25,000, right? So in which, but also where, that is a very good one. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Goodwin. That is great. What about 3? Kenya. Number 3.
She was a congresswoman from New York, which is we surely should run for president in
19.
¿cómo se?
19.
1972.
72. Kenya. You should study the numbers. Okay, so Kenya, let's try to change a little bit this one. So you can say Shirley, that is the name of the girl, right? Shirley, you can say she's home. That's like weird, right? She's home, right? Say, who was a Congress woman from New York, ran, you can say ran for president in 1972, right? So you're using commas because you're adding extra information, right? So Shirley Chisholm, who was a congresswoman from New York, ran for president in 1972. So in this case, Kenya, oh, come on, you need to use who, right? Who, that will be that one. Who was a congresswoman from New York, ran for president in 1972. Excellent, Kenya, that's great. You just need to change a little bit that sentence, but that's good. Excellent, thank you, Kenya. What about number 4, Karen? Number 4, you have this Hillary, right?
Hillary Rodham Clinton, whose husband used to be the President of the United States, was a senator from New York.
Excellent. Just let's check, or let's change something, Karen, but that's great. Excellent. So Hillary Rodham, that is the name of that girl, right? Rodham Clinton. We're adding extra information about that. Who's perfect? Whose husband used to be, right, the president of the, this is long, right? United States, right? The United States is now one of the senators. This is long. Senators from New York, right? From New York, right? So there you have that one, Karen. So that's great. You use what? Whose. That is the correct relative pronoun. Excellent. Nice, Karen. Perfect. Let's see this one, Edwin. Which could be?
A boy who lives in North Carolina won the national spelling contest.
Perfect. So a boy who, right, lives in North Carolina won the national spelling contest. Perfect, excellent. So who, you're using this relative pronoun who because you're talking about what? The boy. Perfect, excellent. What about this one, Emmanuel? Number 6. Which could be the answer, Emmanuel?
Tom has had 10 cars that 3 of them were station wagons.
Okay, the 3 of which, right? In that case, Emmanuel, so you can say Tom has had 10 cars, right? Cars, 3 of which, we can say 3 of which were station wagons. Okay, nice. Excellent. So in this case, Manuel, you should use this one. The real of which, so in this case, there is which were station wagons. Excellent. Nice, Emmanuel. Thank you. What about the last one, Miss Tania? Do you wrote it? Nice. I know a woman whose brother is famous. Perfect, Miss Tania. That's great. So you have, I know a woman, right, whose brother, right, is famous. Excellent. Very, very good, right? So, famous. That is the other one. Okay, nice. Perfect, Miss Tanya. So, I know a woman, right, whose brother is famous. Perfect. Excellent. Very, very good, guys. So, that's great. You know how to use the adjective clauses, guys. You just need to check out to review some details, but that's great. That's perfect. Thank you so much, guys. So now, guys, let's check this. We have the oral test. We're going to have the oral test on Tuesday and Thursday. You are around 14, I guess, 14 people in the class. So we're going to do the oral test. The first one, for example, imagine Kenya is going to be the number one, so she will be at the meeting from 2:30 to 2:40, 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, Kenya will ask some of these questions. There you have the list. So maybe I can ask you other, but I will give you this list for you, right? So guys, I will say this in Spanish, okay? Vean chicos, aquí tenemos, podemos decir el horario, ¿verdad? Del examen oral que vamos a realizar la próxima semana. Acá también les dejaría 15 preguntas que puedo hacerles ese día, ¿verdad? En lo que dura su examen. Pueden ser random, ¿verdad? Puedo elegir la número 3, la número 5, preguntarle la 10, ¿verdad? Entonces usted tiene que estar preparado para contestarlas. Les voy a dar igual la lista para que ustedes vayan practicando una respuesta. Pueda que de una de estas preguntas dé para más preguntas, ¿verdad? Y yo pueda seguirle preguntando. Por ejemplo, aquí, what did you do last vacation? Y usted me dice el lugar, dice que fue eso. Entonces yo le puedo preguntar, ¿y con quién fuiste? ¿O qué hiciste después? Etcétera. Entonces, hay preguntas que dan para hacer más. Así que lo que yo necesito es ver y escuchar qué tanto ustedes han aprendido, ¿verdad? Que tanto ustedes pueden contestar preguntas directas en inglés. Entonces es por eso que vamos a realizar este oral test. Lastimosamente solamente hay 6 estudiantes conectados, pero si ustedes se fijan tenemos 6 podemos decir tiempos acá. Tenemos el número 1 que sería, se conectaría la persona de 2:30 a 2:40. Luego vendría la segunda de 2:40 a 2:50, ¿verdad? 10 minutos por persona. Así que creo que vamos a utilizar la ruleta en este caso para elegir quién sería la primera persona en realizar el examen el día, en este caso sería el día martes. Vamos a rifar con ustedes 6 chicos los del martes y luego, como no están acá en clase, ¿verdad? Yo voy a asignarles la hora a las personas que hacen falta, porque ni modo. Así que no sé quién quiere ser el voluntario para que giremos la ruleta y ver en qué hora le tocaría, ¿verdad? O en qué tiempo le tocaría hacer el examen. No sé, ¿algún voluntario quiere intentar? Okay, Edwin, so I will show this. Puedes ver la ruleta, ¿verdad? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so good luck, boy. I will spin this, okay? So, let's check. Okay, Edwin, nice. So you're going to be the number 5. En todo caso, Edwin, serías el número 5, ¿ok? Ya te voy a mostrar el horario, solo tratemos de terminar acá, ¿verdad? Entonces serías el número 5. Another person, ¿alguien más? Who wants to try? Okay, Emmanuel, I will throw this for you. Go ahead. Okay, Emmanuel, so you're going to be the number 3. That is the third one. Emmanuel 3. Ya voy a colocar los nombres en el listado, pero solo necesito que todos tengan asignado un número, ¿verdad? Entonces, Emmanuel, tú serías el tercero, ¿ok? ¿Alguien más, chicos? Who? Ok, Karen, let's do it. Espero que no salga repetido el número, ¿verdad? Oops, sorry, Karen, you're going to be the first one. Okay, excellent. Okay, Kenya, let's... Oh, Kenya? Just Kenya, right? Vamos contigo, Kenya. Let's see. Fourth. Okay. So, Kenya, you're going to be the number 4. That is la número 4. Serías la cuarta en todo caso. Kenia. Miss Tania, vamos con usted. Okay, Miss Tania, you're going to be the last one. Right? Miss Tania, that is the number 6. Usted sería la número 6, Miss Tania, la última que se conectaría. Y Mr. Goodwin va a ser el segundo, ¿verdad? Así nos queda esto. Entonces, chicos, ok, nice. Vamos a... Necesito que igual tomen nota de las preguntas. Let's see. So we have the first one, Karen. Karen is going to be the number 1. Number 2, Mr. Goodwin. Number 3 is going to be Emmanuel. And number 4, Kenya. And 5, Edwin. And the last one is Tania. ¿Ok? Entonces, chicos, vean la hora. El día martes, yo igual les voy a enviar el link a todos, ¿verdad? Pero como ustedes ya van a saber cuál es su horario, digámoslo así, para realizar el examen, entonces en ese caso Karen va a entrar de 2:30 a 2:40 cuando ya sean las 2:40, o si ella termina un poquito antes, ¿verdad? Vamos a esperar luego a Mr. Goodwin que se conecte. Karen va a retirarse de la reunión, ¿verdad? Y ya, va a quedar libre. Luego viene Mr. Goodwin a las 2:40, de 2:40 a 2:50. Cuando él termine, él se va a retirar y va a entrar Emmanuel a la reunión, ¿verdad? Y ya haremos el examen con él y así sucesivamente con los demás, ¿ok? ¿Estamos bien, chicos, o hay preguntas? ¿No?
Día martes.
Sí, sería el día martes en su caso.
Ok.
Ustedes van para el día martes. Ahora bien, el día jueves vamos a dejar a Miss Wendy. Igual, espero que ellos vean video luego, si no igual les voy a enviar la lista a Google Chat. Abigail va a ser la número 2, Mr. Davy el número 3, Mr. Elmer el número 4, Mr. Miguel Cuellar sería el número 5 y ¿qué me falta? Mr. Freddy va a ser el número 6. Entonces sería Brian, vamos a ajustar ahí el tiempo, sería el número 7, en este caso Brian, y el número 8 sería esta niña, Stephanie. Entonces, igual, a ellos les voy a compartir a ustedes en WhatsApp o en Google Chat esto, ¿verdad, chicos? Y vean, aquí está la lista, chicos, de preguntas que yo les puedo realizar ese día. Así que estudien la lista, practíquenla y igual no va a ser en este orden en el que yo les voy a preguntar. Puede ser que a Karen le haga la pregunta 1, la pregunta 7, la 15, dependiendo de cómo ustedes contesten, ¿verdad? Así voy a irles preguntando. Imagínense que solo con la pregunta, ¿qué? 10, imagínense. Solo con la pregunta 10 ustedes se tarda hablando que unos 6 minutos es más que suficiente, ¿verdad? Ya no le voy a hacer yo otra pregunta. Pero si usted solamente da una respuesta así cortita, ya no dice más, yo voy a seguirle preguntando y preguntando hasta que terminemos con el tiempo, ¿ok? Entonces, chicos, igual, yo se los voy a mandar, pero si ustedes quieren tomarle captura, foto, ahí está. Ahí están las preguntitas y ahí está el horario. En su caso, que ustedes están en clases ahorita, van para el día martes, ¿ok? Y todos los demás van a quedar para el día jueves. Si en algún caso ustedes no pueden conectarse exactamente a esa hora porque tienen algún problema, trabajan algunos, ¿verdad? Solo me escribe un mensaje y realizamos ahí un pequeño cambio, ¿verdad? Pero igual, de igual forma esperaría que todos los que van para el martes realicen el examen el día martes, ¿verdad? No sé si tienen preguntas, igual, yo les voy a enviar la lista a Google Chat y puede que también a WhatsApp. No sé si tienen preguntas. De igual forma se los voy a colocar en el sitio para que ustedes puedan verlo. Questions? No?
No, teacher.
Perfect. So
No, teacher.
guys, nice, excellent. So guys, see you on Tuesday. Oh, Thursday, right? Tuesday. Study and good luck. Okay. So guys, bye bye. Have a nice weekend. Bye,
Bye,
Miss
teacher.
Anna.
Bye, bye, teacher.
Edwin. Bye. Take care, Kenya. See you.